Hello YouTube. I haven't made one of these videos in honestly quite a while. I moved home for the summer and it just kind of felt weird and different, and I've wanted to so many times. I've had thoughts and ideas of something I wanted to talk about. It just is so different and weird doing it here compared to at school, so I kind of held back talking to my phone about talking to myself really about my feelings or whatever it is that I do on this channel. But this one I just had to film. It's midnight and I just went and I got cookout because I forgot to eat and I finally got hungry, so I went to go get it. And this is so silly, but obviously the new Olivia Rodrigo album has come out finally. I love her. She's one of my favorite music artists. But I was listening, and the first couple of times I listened to the song, I didn't really make this realization. Maybe it's that it's midnight, maybe it's that I've heard it a couple times now, whatever it is, I finally made this realization and thought and connection in my head, and I just wanted to get the thought out. Anyway, I really, really, really deeply and truly, from the top of my head to the tip of my toe, relate to the song Less on the new album. I relate to it so much, but the first couple of times that I heard it on TikTok before I had a chance to sit down and listen to it, I was kind of okay, yeah, sure, whatever. Even the first 2, maybe 3 times I played the song after listening to the album, just kind of brushed it off as oh yeah, good song, not me though. But I was just listening to it as I was driving, and I realized how much I relate to it. Not just it's catchy, not just kind of it seems like me, but oh my gosh, those lyrics feel like something I would write in my own diary. But the thing is, I think you can't relate to a song incorrectly. That's what music is. Art's subjective. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, whatever. But I feel like I relate to it kind of wrong or whatever, because I have these 2 separate ideas of the meaning of the song in my head. And the first one is what I thought the first 8 times I heard the song and the chorus and the lyrics, and just kind of brushed it off as something I don't relate to. And that idea is kind of based on the quote, "When you love someone, you let them go." I kept hearing the verse and the chorus, I think. I don't know music. That's if loving me means crying on the curb of LAX, and the part where it says if loving me means letting go, I think, then I wish you love me less, right? I heard those and I just kind of thought, oh yeah, that's when you love someone, you let them go, and you're heartbroken that you love them enough to let them go despite it being for the best or whatever, and you're heartbroken that they love you enough to let you go. And I didn't really relate to that. I've never loved anyone enough, but I constantly let go of everyone, so I feel I'm adapted to that feeling. I'm so used to saying goodbye to people, and it's saying goodbye because I love them, and being able for them to say goodbye to me because they love me, that I didn't really relate to it, because I've never been distraught and heartbroken over that feeling, because the second half of the quote when you love someone enough to let them go, if the love's true, it'll find you again. And you guys will still be together in the end. It'll make its way back to you. And I feel like I've been really lucky in my life to have love that always finds its way back to me. And if it hasn't found its way back to me, then I guess I'm so good at compartmentalizing or not caring or whatever that it never left me really brokenhearted, because it was just the way it worked. But it wasn't until just now when I kind of figured out why I liked the song so much, and I realized I like the song so much because I don't relate to it in that way, but I relate to it in this way, which is I know that people love me, and I know that I love people. And when I say goodbye to these people and I let them go, and I'm leaving them at an airport or driving off to another state or just saying goodbyes to people, however permanent or temporary, I particularly, now that I'm the one that left, back in high school, I think I would have related to it in the opposite way that I talked about earlier, because I always had people leaving me and I was the one being left behind. But now, in my adulthood or whatever, and that I'm in college, I am the absent daughter, the deadbeat daughter, the one who left, right? I'm the daughter, I'm the child, I'm the sibling that left. I have now grown up and I'm pretty much the only one in my family to go out of town for college, let alone out of state. I'm about to move to another country for school at 19. I live such a different life than all of my friends and family, pretty much, because I left. And so I feel like I relate to the song in a very different way than I think it was meant. Of course, I don't know Olivia Rodrigo, and I don't know what she thought when she wrote the song. She could totally think either one of these things or neither of them, and I could be the only one to think of it this way. But in my mind, I think she wrote it the first way. But in my personal experience and being able to relate to the song, I consider it this second idea of I love people so much that I wish they loved me less, not in the sense that I wish they weren't able to let go of me, but I wish that I was less aware that they loved me. Because when I leave and when I go away and when I talk about going to Spain and when I talk about going out of state for school and college and all of these things where I'm constantly the one leaving the people I love behind, I feel so much guilt. I feel so guilty, and I feel like a burden on everyone I love for my ability to leave. I feel as though I'm letting everyone down in the pursuit of being the person I am. I genuinely feel as though I'm ruining the lives of everyone around me for the sake of my own, for the sake of living a life that makes me happy. I'm constantly wrecking everyone else's life and schedule and peace and ability to live the life that they always have. And that sounds so egotistical and narcissistic for me to say that I have that much control over other people's lives, because I don't. But I guess I project my grief and acceptance of things onto other people when I say that they feel that way. Maybe not. But I feel as though my leaving, because it doesn't break my heart and it does benefit my life, and I do feel happy with the result and repercussions of my leaving. I enjoy it and I'm happy about it, and I'm happy because of it. That I feel guilty because I know other people might not necessarily feel that same way. And so I constantly wish that other people loved me less so that I wouldn't feel guilty about leaving them. And I think I feel this way more specifically because this is such an odd concept, so hear me out when I say it. I don't think I quite feel positive emotions such as love in the same way that I can feel negative emotions such as anger or grief or sadness. To me, for me, I feel grief, anger, sadness, and all of these negative emotions that I'm capable of feeling like a sponge. Like I soak up every ounce and second and moment and feeling of these negative feelings, and I live in it. I soak it up and it consumes me. But on the contrary, positive emotions like joy and love and happiness and peace, for me, feel like they're happening on the other side of glass. Feel like I'm in a room and those emotions are happening outside the door. That they're just happening around me, and I can feel them because I'm aware that they're there. But I don't quite feel them like a sponge. I don't feel consumed by them. I don't feel embraced by them. I don't soak them up. And I try to, but I don't naturally become absorbed by positive feelings. And I think that applies a lot to the way I view love, which is a whole other thing that I'm not gonna get into. But love is a concept and a feeling that I feel as though I'm just simply aware of. When I feel love, of course I can feel love from me to other people so strongly. And I can become absorbed in that feeling of love. But when it comes to the idea of people loving me, I don't quite feel it. And that's not to say I never feel loved, or I never experience being loved by people, or, oh, people don't love me. That's not what I'm saying. I feel as though I am simply aware of the love others have for me, and I don't feel it. When other people love me, I feel like they're loving me through glass. Like I'm in a jar and their love for me is outside of it. Like I'm in a room and their love is outside the door. I'm not experiencing and absorbing some other people's love for me. It's not something I can feel seep into me through my skin, if that makes sense. And so when it comes to the idea of leaving, I'm never quite fazed by it, because it sounds bad to say, but I don't really consider other people's love towards me, because I don't feel it. I can be aware of it, and I'm so aware of it, so constantly and painfully aware that other people love me. But I'm aware of it in the way that I'm aware the sky is blue and the grass is green. I I can't reach out and touch the sky and feel that the sky is blue, but I can look up and have it reassured and confirmed to me because I can see it. Same thing with the grass. The grass is different because I can reach out and I can touch it, like I can feel love for other people, and I can look at the grass and I can see and have it confirmed and reassured to me that it is green. But you know that little thought everyone has when they're a kid? I had it really young. I don't know about anyone else. But it's kind of the first realization a kid has that other people can have different perspectives and perceive things differently. And it's the thought, oh, what if the color I see as red isn't the same color you see as red, but we both call it red because we were told that that's what red looks like, but we don't see the same thing, so we don't know we're seeing different things. You know, it's that weird thought. That's the way that I'm aware of love other people feel towards me. I can see and I can understand and have it proven and reassured and confirmed to me that other people love me. But I don't acknowledge it. I do acknowledge it, but it doesn't consume my senses, you know? I can have it proven that it's there, but that's kind of where the feeling stops. Like, I know that people love me, and I accept it, and I'm aware of it, and I do my best to consider it. But it's just kind of like putting a label on something, or saying that the steering wheel cover is the color pink. It's just like listing any other fact. And I believe it's a fact, the way I believe the sky is blue and the grass is green. I believe it's a fact, and I don't deny that it's true or that it exists. But it's just kind of something that is, at least to me. Love is just something that is. And when people say that they love me, really it just feels like saying my hair is brown. It just is. And I feel so guilty for that. And I feel so guilty for my ability to not feel the need to consider other people when I make decisions like leaving. Because I am so hyper aware that they love me, but I'm not aware of it because I feel it. I'm aware of it because I constantly remind myself, oh, I can't just up and leave. Oh, I need to say goodbye to people. Oh, people do and will miss me. And I miss people, and I desire to say goodbye to people all the time, constantly, especially when I leave as often as I do. But it's something that feels out of body to consider and realize that other people feel that same way for me. It's not something that quite feels real or tangible because it just feels like an idea. The idea of people loving me in my brain simply is that. It's just the idea. It's not something I feel engulfed by. And maybe I just have a really warped and weird understanding of how emotions work, and I just have the whole emotion thing wrong. But getting back to the song, I relate to the song less because I feel guilty for leaving, and I constantly have this awful, it's not a good thought, it's not a thought I'm proud of, but I have this awful thought that I wish other people loved me less so that I could have an easier time leaving. I wish other people had less love for me so that I didn't need to consider it. So that I didn't need to feel guilty and feel as though I am ruining everyone else's life to have my own. I wish that their love for me truly was just an idea. And I wish that people loved me less so that I didn't need to feel bad for hurting them by leaving and living my own life. Because it's the truest form when I leave. It's the truest form of it's not me, it's you. Or no, I said that wrong. It's the truest form of it's not you, it's me. When I leave, it's not because I don't love my friends, or I don't love my family, or I don't love the place I'm from. I love my hometown. I love my friends. I love my family. They will always be the root of who I am. And my roots will always be from the place I'm from. I will always be from Tennessee and a daughter of my parents and a sibling of my siblings, because that is my roots. That's who I am. To the deepest endeavor, it's who I am. But just like a flower's roots live in the dirt. A flower's roots go deep and they go strong. But a flower doesn't live buried under the dirt. A flower lives above ground. A flower grows and leaves the ground, but its roots are still there. Its roots still hold strong and hold fast in the dirt. Just like that, my roots will always be what they are, and they'll never leave. But I, calling myself a flower, will leave. I will grow out of the dirt, and I will bloom into something bigger and different. And that's how I view my life. But I have to constantly be aware that other people don't view it that way. They view it more like a carrot, where I grow into the ground. And I myself am root, but I'm not. And so I constantly have what I consider a terrible thought that I wish people loved me less so that I could leave more freely and I could leave without the guilt of knowing who I'm leaving behind and the love that makes that difficult. I have no idea if anything I just said makes sense at all whatsoever, but I've talked until my mouth feels dry and my throat is hurting, and it's 12:15 in the morning and I have work. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna eat my food and go to bed and probably think way too much about everything I just said and grow it into a bigger, deeper concept that I'm going to continue overthinking about. But for now, that's all I have to say. So thanks for watching. I don't know what I'm doing.